I'll start. Wesley Mission, for those of you who don't know, takes care of heaps of kids all across New South Wales. As you can see, this is one of the panels that hangs in our Tuggerah office on the Central Coast. Each handprint there was left by a kid who's come through that centre, and each handprint there tells a story. And I'm here to tell you mine. So I came into care when I was 7 years old for various reasons. My childhood was quite traumatic. I saw and experienced things that no kid should ever see. And in foster care, while taking me away from that, it was still really tough. It was really tough. I spent a lot of time growing up feeling unwanted and unloved, like a burden, like I was an inconvenience to the people who took care of me. Upon turning 18, I was just filled with anxiety. I didn't know what was in store for me. I had to face a lot of uncertainties that my peers and people graduating alongside of me didn't have to. I didn't know if I could go to uni. I didn't know if I could afford it. I didn't know if I could do it. Although I was lucky, I ended up with a really, really loving foster family who nurtured me through high school, helped me to graduate. I still felt like a burden on them. So when I turned 18, I moved out of home. But I was young and I was stupid. I didn't know how to budget. I didn't know how to pay bills or what to do when I couldn't pay them or the rent. I didn't have my licence. And most of my friends were celebrating turning 18. But I was there thinking there's nothing to celebrate. Turning 18 for kids like me means that the love and support that we've gotten just suddenly drops off and that's it. We're left alone to navigate through all the intricacies of life, to make decisions that I think a lot of 18-year-olds can't. We're left there to fend for ourselves alone and scared. On my brother's 18th birthday, he was packing his bags to move and he didn't know where he was going. On my 18th birthday, I was scared. I still had a home, but I was scared because I didn't know what was in store for me next.
Do you know how many children are in out-of-home care or the foster care system in Australia right now? 39,600. So almost 40,000 kids. Now the care system does pretty well, cares for them up to the age of 18. Now we all know once we turn 18, we're adults. Now we can make really good decisions, we've planned our lives out really well, we just go off into the distance and live happily ever after. That might be why funding stops at 18 for kids in care, I'm not sure. But obviously they don't need it. So why is it then? The statistics tell us a different story. Every year, just under 2,700 children will leave care. Now 65% of those care leavers that will leave this year have not completed year 12. 35% are homeless within 12 months. 29% are unemployed. And 75%, 4 years on, are not in full-time work or employment. More than 3/4 of this room. Now, our model to address this is pretty straightforward. Now, what do you do for your own children? Who's got children? What do? You prepare them for adulthood. Now, what do you do when they turn 18 or when they will turn 18? You continue to prepare them for adulthood. Mistakes we made, poor decisions we made, but you're still there. Now, kids in care, I've got here, deserves at least the same, but they deserve actually more than that. Now, I'm actually pretty proud to lead the part of the organisation for Wesley Mission that actually is entrusted to do this, and we take this pretty seriously. Now, this is where Take Charge of Your Life comes in, where we prepare children and young people for adulthood. So we're talking living schools, we're talking housing options, massive issue, but we're solving that housing issue. Therapy, counselling. Got some scholarships for young people so they can actually get into university now, into apprenticeships. I actually signed up on 4 yesterday. 4 kids that are actually going to 3 into university, 1 into an apprenticeship. The missing piece for us though is employment. And that's what's going to break the cycle, and that's what's going to change people's direction pretty well instantly. So we're solving this puzzle through employment consultant. Their role, we're great at casework, we're not good at this bit. So we're getting a specific employment consultant whose job it is to get our young people job ready. Get them resumes, get them practicing interviews. Having a brokerage bucket where they can actually buy a pair of boots so a kid can actually get off to a work site and start. Buy a suit for a young person that hasn't got one. Now we've done that recently to a young fella And he grew a foot when he put that on. Next part we do is an employment broker, and they're going to go out and find the jobs for our kids. They're going to partner with some organisations and know that we can be trusted. There's some practical issues that we need to do. Driving lessons, 120 hours, impossible to do for a kid in care. $2,500 will solve that. The suit I talked about, $150. Some of the suits here are worth 5 times that. We could buy 5 suits with that, 5 jobs for our kids. I was going to hand back to Emily in a second to finish up, but just to say this problem can be solved. I just want you to help us solve it.
You see, I was one of the lucky ones. I knew these statistics and I knew my future was bleak, but I knew that I didn't want that and I'd do everything I could to stop that. I was lucky because I received the first ever Wesley Mission Scholarship, and that did 2 things for me. One, it showed me that people believed that I had a future worth investing in, that I had potential and that I had the ability to reach it. And 2, it covered the cost for me to study my passion, which was graphic design. And in May last year, I graduated. And standing on that stage, accepting my certificate, I felt this feeling that I'd never felt before, that I was proud of myself because I'd done something I didn't think I could do. Like, despite everything I'd gone through as a child, despite being obsessed with Netflix, I'd managed to graduate. I'd managed to graduate and I'd managed to break that cycle. And then 2 months later, I was sitting in a job interview that I was fully qualified for. And I got that job. So for the last 8 months, I've actually been working at Wesley Mission in the marketing team, learning heaps, and really every single day I'm reminded that I've come full circle and I've broken that, which is invaluable. I have a future that I'm proud of. I have control of my future. It's something at 18 I didn't think I would ever have. And I want these kids leaving care to have that same feeling. I want them to be happy. I want them to be proud. I want them to be able to do something with themselves and to look back and be like, hey. And after everything these kids have experienced, after everything we've gone through, we deserve at least that. We deserve at least the ability to be happy, to make something of ourselves. And that's what Take Charge of Your Life is going to do. And I'd really love it if you could help us do that.